So, welcome to Channel One.
Thank you.
Tell us some things about the first steps from the beginning of the X-ray Spex.
The beginning of X-ray Spex was when we started in 1976, after I put an advertisement in a couple of music papers, Melody Maker and NME, looking for young punks who want to stick it together. We did one rehearsal in the front room of our house, and then we went straight to play live. I think we played at the Roxy.
Yes, at the Roxy. Can we expect a new live album soon from the London concert?
Yes, we're working on a new live album at the moment, just mixing the sound with the drummer, who has a little studio, and we're just trying to get it right so we don't make it too polished and we still keep some of the live atmosphere there.
Tell us some things about the legendary Roxy Club.
Yeah, well, that was a very bizarre place, to be honest, but we played there and it no longer exists. I think it's now a sportswear shop, a swimming costume shop for Speedo.
Tell us, Polly, what do you remember about the music scene at the time, 3 decades ago? I mean, the feeling, you know.
The feeling of music. Well, it was really exciting. I remember that a lot of people were very excited about doing something different and it all being new and fresh, and it wasn't, you know, record companies manufacturing bands or producers making manufactured music. It was just young people, and maybe not so young people, just writing and recording and playing, and you know, it felt quite exciting at the time.
So, Polly, tell us something. Was there a sense of competition between the American and British punk rock bands?
I didn't really feel there was a competition, but there was a lot of criticism. The British bands used to criticize the American bands, but I don't think the American bands particularly criticized the British bands, as far as I can remember. But I think there was a competition to say who was the first punk bands, you know, that punk came from America, but we didn't really call that punk, to be honest. We never thought of it as what was coming in from America, that still, you know, even the Ramones still had long hair, and Patti Smith and those artists. We didn't, at the time, we thought they were new wave, new bands, but we never really thought they were punk. We thought in England punk rock was with the Sex Pistols.
Yes.
And the Clash.
Can you tell us your opinion about names like Sex Pistols, Clash, Damned, you know?
Yeah, well...
Buzzcocks, maybe.
Yeah, I know some of the... knew some of the bands, and I still know some of the Damned. And I went to see the Pistols recently when they played in London at the Brixton Academy.
Yeah.
And I thought they were very good. You know, they're not the same as they were when they were young. I mean, when they were young, the Sex Pistols seemed very exciting. Although when I look back at it now, just swearing on television isn't very exciting. Yeah. But that's what made them famous. But it wasn't really the swearing that the kids found exciting. What we found exciting was the fact that they looked different and they had a sort of an exciting sound and lyrics that were quite interesting.
Yeah. I think Tony Wilson, it was a very important person at the time. John Peel, of course. Do you think so?
John Peel was definitely playing underground music, alternative music. Do you mean Tony Wilson from Factory Records?
Yeah, from Manchester. And so it goes.
I don't know much about the Manchester scene, but I just know that, you know, we thought the whole new wave scene was going to change the world, which it didn't, but we were really excited at the time.
In a way, the world is still changing. You know.
Well, the world is changing all the time.
All the time,
but,
yeah.
Well, I don't think New Wave have changed the world.
So, Polly, tell us the news. Can we expect a new tour, a new European tour, maybe?
I haven't got any plans for touring at the moment. I prefer to do one-off dates here and there, so it's possible that I might do something in the future in Europe, a one show here and a one show there, but not a tour because my health isn't so good for touring.
Okay. So, Polly, thank you very much for this interview.
Okay.
It was a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on the show.